morning everybody. It's just gone 9. It's about 9:10. We've had breakfast. We're gonna have another cup of tea. We're gonna start packing up slowly. I put the power pack onto that solar panels, and there's no sun as you can see, but I did, amazingly, I did a thing, and I remembered to put it on last night before I went to bed, so it would get the first rays of cloud and mist. And the first rays of cloud and mist over the last 4 or 5 hours since the sun came up, 4:30 this morning, so call that 5 o'clock, so 4 hours. So in 4 hours of cloud and mist we've gained 4%, so 1% an hour. So it would be interesting to know what it would be if it wasn't cloudy and misty. I was kind of hoping we'd have had some sun this morning, and if we'd have had some sun shining down on it, maybe it would have been, you know, a little bit more efficient. Point, I need to give Lassie her foot thing. She'll eat that. I need that. I think it's like a glucosamine. I think it's like similar to what we have. It's what I take for my joints, which reminds me I need to take my morning one. So where did I put? Oh, I really don't like mornings. I'm always half asleep in the morning. You're not having any more food, Lassie. You've had all your food. That's tonight's dinner. You have that tonight. Anyway, what we can show you is, so this is the, I'm going to need a new tea bag. If you angle the pot supports about 1 or 2 degrees, then your petrol fire maple stove will actually fit on those grooves, or in, you know, into those grooves. And if you do that, you have an automatic wind barrier. We need that around here. You probably should definitely light it and then put the thing on top. So I definitely recommend doing it that way. I've kind of started doing it this way because I'm a lazy bugger, and it's just easier to line it up. But I definitely don't recommend doing that. You might blow yourself up. And then just use your tea bag. I've had my porridge, so use your tea bag to wash everything. So basically I've got a glucosamine, I got like a olive oil type tablet, and I think that's a multivitamin or something like that. Took some photos outside yesterday, and hot enough. It's pretty hot. So I don't know how long that took. I'm gonna have to blow my nose again. It's just, my nose is a constant. It's just a constant snot fest in the morning. I think all the mucus overnight collects up in my nose. Yeah, this little bit of polythene on the ground here, it's really useful because I can sit up and because it's not cold, I don't need to, the foam mats sort of kind of like under me, under the bed. If it was very much colder, then I'd probably just have the foam mat extended forward. I must admit, another advantage with the gas is I can rest the gas on the plastic stuff where my feet are, whereas if I was using, you know, my methylated spirit stove, I'd have to put that on the grass. You definitely couldn't put that on the plastic. Okay, I think, well, that's cooling off. I've got my little pots. I'll identify the pot time now. So that's Sudocrem because it's pure white. That's Fusidin H because there's not very much in there. And that's if I get any bites or anything like that. And then this, I'm going to put some, my feet were okay yesterday. But we might be doing a bit more walking. Yesterday we did about 10 kilometers, but we might do a bit more today. So I'm just going to put that body glide just on my toes, clean mainly my little toes really. So to form the back, hold it this way, roll it tight so you've got that nice and tight, get all the air out. And then as I mentioned before, it kind of depends on how big the back is from the bottom of the pack, you know, to the shoulder straps. This is quite short, so this mat I can basically fold into quarter, and then basically then you do have to be quite careful getting it in. Because you I know where James Herriot felt now. You want to make sure that that's, you know, fairly flat at the back, and then get your bag. Obviously, if you've got a bit more room, I probably could move yourself a bit better. Then it definitely is easier to get the bag in first, and then once the bag is in, just have a quick double check that the airbird is in the right place, and then try to squish a teeny bit of air out of your sleeping bag, and then if you hold the top part of the plastic bag here all the way down there, and try and get it as best as you can into the corners. Right, like that. Alright, I'm going to keep the wind shut out. Right, my nighttime socks can go in. My nighttime hat can go in, because I've got my cap. As luck would have it, the sun is just starting to pop out, so my down jacket can go in. Hello. There's still some air in, a tiny bit of air in that, but not very much. And to be fair, as this trip goes and the food goes down, we're actually going to have to pack this really quite carefully, because there's not really a huge amount more to go in. I'm not going to be needing, I did bring these very lightweight gloves. I think a couple of midges got my head yesterday afternoon, so I'm going to leave the small power pack out. Well, that's not bad. It's now 9:30 and it's got up to 80% already. So just in the last 5 minutes, because we've had a tiny bit of sun, we've actually gained 1%. So that's my toilet paper. I've got 2 Dissy bags, which probably weighs, you know, adds a little bit of weight, but I've got one there with wires and such like in, first aid, and then this one's really just my spoon. Oh, I've got to finish my tea. And other bits and just a few bits and bobs really. I mean, I've got a spoon in there, I've got my body glide and such, a nose spray, my head torch. It's just a few little bits and bobs. So really that needs to go near the top. There's not really any. Oh, these trousers, I'll put these trousers in a minute. That's rubbish, I'll put that in. That so you can carry the rubbish. I finished my tea. What I have done is I put my food in this big sack here. So if your airbed drops back down a bit, which mine has, you just need to just give it a tweak to raise it up a bit. This bit I think is easier when you're at home. But it shouldn't be too difficult today, because I've had a meal and not that many snacks to be fair, about 3 snacks. We're just starting our walk. I'm not quite sure how we're gonna get down to the water down there. We might have to go sort of over that way and around, because it's about, I don't know, 10 feet drop there. Yeah, because you want to cross somewhere here.
We want to be on that side.
Right.
We don't want to cross the water here.
We can't get over that side though, it's a huge drop.
We'll have to go up there. We don't want to be over there.
Right, I was just thinking if we went that way round, it might be easier to get over there. And then get back again, yeah, because I'm just looking over here, it just looks a huge...
It's just a bit rougher that side. Yeah, we have to go up to the right.
So you want to go up that way and then around that way? Yeah, that would probably work.
But given we're heading that way, it might be
Yeah.
As there's not much water in it.
Yeah, we can get down there. Fun trying to cross those stones in full flood, because basically we're heading for the valley below that hill on the left, so that mountainy hill thing on the left. We want the valley going that way, and it's about, depending where we go, it's about 15 kilometers if we stop this side of the forest, and if we go the other side, apparently there's somewhere to camp near a hotel, sort of a flat area on the, you know, by the river. But we're kind of thinking potentially this side, because tomorrow the weather's going to be poor. Doesn't look very good weather tomorrow. Well, we haven't, there's no signal down here, so we can't tell what the weather's going to be, you know, exactly, but it's tomorrow's wet and windy, although we'll be in the forest for most of it. Monday looks dry but very windy, and then we've got to cross over this river here somewhere. So I think we're going to get our feet have just dried out a bit, so we're probably going to have to get wet feet crossing this river. But there is a track. We might be able to steppy stone across, maybe, depending on how ballectic we are. Well, we crossed the river, which was easy enough. You can see where we were camped, just up where all those derelict buildings are. I can see you, lassie. Let's just find the water again. I hear a bird tweeting somewhere. Someone's had a fire here. Shame someone had to go and do that. Very nice. Yes. Yes. So how old would those trees have been lost in that bog? Like hundreds of years? Oh, thousands?
Could be thousands.
Right.
Depends. That peak's quite deep.
I was wondering that, because I saw it yesterday, and I was thinking that those trees have probably been buried under there a long time. Oh, look at the state of your, look at your nose. You've been snuffling in the mud now, have you, lassie? Oh, look at your muddy nose. I don't want you with that muddy nose. Good girl. Oh, that's sweet. Look at your snuffly nose. Oh, that's sweet. Good girl. You can't go down there, lassie. It's a long way down. There'll be plenty more water in a minute.
Up there,
Yeah, yes. Yes.
I think we'll get down there eventually, that one, but
Yes.
not that way.
I think this is definitely a path more well worn. You see there's bits of tree just everywhere. So anyone who's got any carbon dating thing, bring your carbon dating equipment out here. Lassie, come around that way. Go on then. Go on then, in there. Go on then. Go on then. Go on then, in there. A shallow end there. There's a shallow end. Yeah, that's the lassie end. Come on. Come on, this way. Come on, over here. Lassie, come here. Come on, this way. Lassie. Okay, go on that way, go on. No, Lassie, come on. That's it, you go. Come back. Come on. Certainly a very unusual tower of rock though. Everything else has crumbled around it bar that. That's quite a old looking tree, that one. And down through this little valley. Just coming down to this little lock down here. We're going to find somewhere down there and have a little break for a minute. Well, we've just stopped for a little break, not for too long. I've changed the battery in the GoPro. Just to keep things simple, I haven't used the microphone, so we'll kind of see how it goes, but I've got it. I don't normally make a cup of tea when I stop, but we did sit down and make ourselves cozy, so I wanted to get a couple of things out the bag. So I thought, well, while I'm getting a couple of things out, I'll have a speed tea. And I also put some more body glide on my toes because the feet are doing very well, but I may as well keep on top of it as we stopped. That's our view. So we're right by the lake, so we're going to go up that way, and then I think the path is probably, I think you can see it going on the side of the hill over there. The solar thing took the power bank from 75% to 100%, so it's charged that, and the phone was on 85%, and just in the 10 minutes we've been here it's 91%, so that's actually not bad, right in the sun. So that's actually pretty good. We had our break just down there by that little hut. We had to walk up, away, and then along here. Now we've just got this easy trail along here. This is a nice easy bit. End of the lock, and then that's about 2 kilometers, and then there's probably about 6 kilometers the other side. It's about 8-10 kilometers. We're heading for the bothy because apparently there's a flat area near the bothy, so that's going to be our pitch for this evening. And then tomorrow we're going to, it'll be a longer day tomorrow. As I say, we've got to go through 2 lots of forest, but I think most of the way is going to be on a trail like this. So far today I've added 25% to my 10,000 milliamp hour power pack. I've added 15% to my phone, and I'm currently just charging up the iPhone now. This is when Chris and I were in the last one of our trips. We stopped off in the bothy on the way out, and of course I never filmed anything, so here you go. This is maybe your dining area. There's obviously the front door there. Chris has found the study. There's a study there. bed there. Another door. And then my guess is there's a little private room here. Ooh. I'm not sure I'd be wanting to put an airbed down on this floor though, I'm not sure, but no, I've got a chest here. It's locked. There's a chest there that you can't get into. Fireplace. What have we got over here? Some gas. Gas cartridge, empty. Gas cartridge, they're empty. Both are empty. There's an upstairs. Let's go and have a look. Upstairs. Just don't break your leg going upstairs. You can see. Let's just come upstairs. Yee! Look at that. Yeah, there's something there. You've got a bed, but would you put your foam, your air mat on that? I'm not sure. Not sure I'd be risking my air bed on that. Anyway, you've got a couple of beds up here. Come on, let's see. We'll close the door behind us. Oh, we can't reach the door behind us. So we remember to show you this bothy. Brushes out for you. If you want to read that information, then you can press pause. Use the spade provided to bury human waste. So you've got a spade to dig your hole. Ooh, and then it's back outside. And this is the outside of it. So at least we've shown you inside a bothy, finally. And there's a little a little cabin back here. Got a ladder there for the roof. Ooh. You had, I think there must have been very short people back in the day. Either that or it's very slow. There's a slope in here. Wind your head again. And that's the back of the bothy. Looks like there's a big building down over there. Big, I don't know if that's, it's not really a building, is it? It's probably more like a, for putting sheep in or something. So this is the end of the lake here, the lock. There's a little island, sticky outey bit there, and then so we're gonna go down that way, and then I'm not quite sure whether we go that way or that way offhand. Oh, we've made it as far as the bothy here, and we crossed this bridge. Apparently you can drive your car down to that point, but not beyond. There's a lodge further up. We're gonna just have a look and see whether we can see something down here nearer the water and off the beaten track a little bit, see if we see something. Well, we look down there, there's a spot for one tent down there, but you're not really going to get a second one in. I was looking to see if I could get the tarp in somewhere, but not realistically. Across the little bridge, that's a very wobbly bridge, I didn't like crossing that. I looked just over there, and again it's not really suitable, so we're going to walk on the track road about half a kilometre and just see whether we see something a little bit further on. He's got his long johns out, his underwear. He's got his underwear flapping. Oh, bless him. Oh, I've got my feel good chocky. I'm going to have my chocky first, and then I think I'm going to have tea and then a cup of soup, I think. I'll show you around in a minute. Les is doing a classic, if she was, classic nuzzling the food. So here, I've taken my shoes and socks off, just put them there. I've made soup. I don't see, I'll keep an eye on the legs, make sure there aren't any ticks around, but I haven't seen any yet. Water on to boil, and I think that's pretty hot already. It really does get it hot. I never bother letting it boil, you know. I don't purify the water. The water's perfectly safe. So as far as I'm concerned, I just want the water hot enough, you know, so I can drink. Right, there's camp, river, and that's camp for the evening. This is how I tend to pitch a tarp, you know, when it's breezy. If it was like less breezy, and then you could obviously use the pole at the back, but the place where I need the space is really just where my head is, so you know, you kind of just give that a nice long line there, get it as high at the front as you can, and then you know, you've got enough space at the back for your feet, and the bit that you need is where your head is, there. So we had haggis yesterday, so that's haggis as well. So I've got 2 haggis and meat, so we'll save that one. Chicken and rice curry, and bolognese and pasta. I found this bag here very useful. Like this food bag. This is one of the first. I got this from Valiant. Did I get it from Valiant Peak? I can't remember. I got it somewhere. But no, that is good. Homemade spaghetti and mince, and we've brought that to the boil. So we'll take that off. Oh, welcome to camp, everybody. I've put my head net on because I think the wind has dropped And it started with 1 or 2 midges, and then it was 3 or 4, and now they're just flying everywhere. So I've covered pretty much my head up. It's kind of open there, but if it gets too much of a problem, I'll cinch it up. I don't know whether there's any inside or not, but I was putting that natural stuff on, and they were just landing on me, biting, eating. Maybe I need to try with a smidge. I've got plenty of smidge. I've got that little pot. I've got this little pot. That's my sun cream in there. I've got plenty of smidge. That's my little pot of smidge. It's full, there's plenty in there. I thought I'd try the natural stuff, but they're just laughing. So I put this on. I put the smoky thing down there. Try and hope that we might get some smoke this way. But in the end, I had to put this on. So kind of hoping the breeze picks up, because if it doesn't, we're definitely gonna have to do this up this evening. But there's not a breath of air at the moment. Tomorrow, Monday, it's going to be very windy. Very, very windy. But anyway, I just wanted to show you the head net. This is from just a slight hiccup in proceedings. You could probably drink your tea under here, to be fair. It's quite spacious. This is the first time I've worn it. I think I've maybe put it on once before. But yeah, I think it is kind of needed. Unless the breeze picks up. But it really has just, nothing is moving. It's very still. So Chris hasn't done his door up yet. He's probably immune to them. Mind you, he might have popped into the inner. But yeah, they're really starting to fly around now. I don't think there's any inside, I hope. And the reason why I've put the gloves on isn't because it's cold. It's because I sprayed them with permethrin. So I'm kind of thinking that the gloves might help keep the midges away from my skin. It's one reason, probably one of the main reasons why I put the lightest gloves in that I could. I weighed all the gloves, and these were the lightest. You can even drink tea. It's a bit warm and steamy, and that's the tea. But you can definitely do it.